So you decided that you wanted to shave with a straight razor and you want to learn how to do it like a pro. Well, I'm not a pro, but I can tell you a lot of tips and point you in the right direction. First, let's talk about safety, okay? Safety is when you have a razor in your hand and you're shaving with it, never move, never hold it to your face and then go, because you'll cut yourself. Watch where the other end of the blade is going as you're working, so you don't, nick your lips or your ear or your nose. There's a lot of other safety tips. One tip is to always have dry hands. That is a must. You have to have dry hands. And probably most importantly, you want a sharp razor. Don't shave with a razor that's dull or nicked up or anything like that. Got cracks in it too, because you put that on your face, you could slice your face open. The second thing is having confidence. And the first time you put a razor on your face is going to be like the do or die moment. Do you have the confidence to do this? Do you have the knowledge to do this? And one way that I used to teach people who are having a hard time with that was, this is how you hold your straight razor. See, the edge is down, the spine is up here, you got your fingers on the tang, and you got the scales between your first and second fingers. Now, when you're shaving, you have full control, and you go around the curves of your face, your chin, under your nose, with a lot more ease. Now, what I suggest you'd probably do is, instead of holding the razor like this, flip it around like this so that the spine is down. And then what you do is you just kind of go like this and you get some muscle memory. Go all over your face, go different ways, however you think, and try to keep that blade 30 degrees from and so you bring it about 30 degrees like this, right? Get that in your head. Get that solidly in your head. Because if you go too shallow, you're going to slice your skin. You're going to shave your skin is what you're going to do. And if you go too blunt, you're just going to scrape. So get that. So understand that. The other safety thing is, like, when you... I'm going to wet my face real quick. When you first get out of the shower, what you should do is actually take a shower before you shave, because it softens the beard, relaxes the skin, all that. Hydrates the skin too. Get out and put on a pair of boxers, or put a towel around your waist or something, because if that razor slips and drops, it's very likely it'll lop off a Peter. We don't want that to happen, do we? No. So, just a little disclaimer real quick, is I'm going to be looking, when I go to edit this video, if I see something that I missed, I'm just going to put it in the end, okay? This is my second take on this video. Okay, so another thing about safety is, this is something I've done. I've done a couple times, but only one time did I cut my face. I'm shaving and I bump the scales into the mirror. One time I cut myself a little bit. It wasn't too bad, but that's just something I did. Another thing is this is one thing that I did too, is I'm shaving and I want to come down with the razor like this, and my other hand I was coming up, and guess what? I cut 2 fingers at one time. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about razors. This here's a 15/16 double duck. It's a really superior razor. I did the scales myself. But this one here has a spike right here. That's the spike. See that? It's very, very sharp, very dangerous. I do not suggest you get one of these to begin with. It's a big blade, man. Oh, let me tell you one more thing. When you're shaving with a straight razor, don't drag your hand, a whole arm down on your face. Try to use your wrist. See that? Because it's more delicate, It's easier to control. And if you do cut yourself, you can stop it quicker. If you do cut yourself, just rinse it out and put some Stropping pencil on it and cover it with, rinse it off, put some antibiotic ointment on it, and put a Band-Aid on it. And in 2 days, you won't even know you got it cut. Anyway, so that's this one here. I suggest that you get a razor that is more rounded. This is the one I just did. I mean, you can go out there and buy you a gold dollar if you want. I'll hone it for you for no charge, just to get you going. I don't really like the gold dollars. I think that the steel varies from razor to razor. Marcos has got one that just, I don't know what that metal is, but it's just like Superman metal. I don't, I've never really got a good shave out of one. I never shaved with one, just put it that way. Because I've always had a variety of other razors because I used to sell them, right? This one here is, I bought just the metal part of the razor for 20 bucks. And I got the scales. I made the scales myself. As you may have seen in my other video. And this one here's got the barber's notch. And see the tip? It's a little bit round, so it's pretty safe. This is a good razor. I'd let this go for you for a good price if you wanted to buy one. And probably the best razors for you are the completely round ones like this. But you don't have to go out and spend a couple $100 on a razor like this. This razor is just an awesome razor. And when you're starting out, you want to kind of start out like the middle of the road with your equipment. There's a purveyors called Razor Rock and Italian Barber, and you can look at on eBay. You can just punch in Razor Rock brushes, and you'll find a whole variety of brushes for like 14 bucks. And they're really good brushes too. Really good brushes. So that's one place you can go, because I have my own variety of brushes. This one here is a boar hair. I don't use this anymore. It's just too soft. To begin with, it was really nice though when I was breaking in. I like brushes with a little bit of scrub. This one here was a gift. It's a 2-band Badger brush. Very nice brush. This one here's a synthetic. I can't stand it. This is something that I made. I don't really buy a lot of brushes. I'm too busy thinking about, the mechanics of making the whole thing work. This one here was a gift here. This is a stabilized burrow wood Badger. And it's very nice. I made a nice little stand for it. But anyway, so let's get into, I keep wetting my face. Let's get into some of the equipment real quick. Stropping is probably the most important thing that you can do to keep your razor in good shape. This is one that I made. I use this almost exclusively. Marcos showed it on his video. Here's another one that I made. It's a little bit longer. It's only actually 1.5 inches longer, which is a trip. It's nice leather. It's not the best. Both straps have the vintage fire hose on there, 2.5 inch. This one here has the 2 buckles as opposed to the 1 buckle. Now, when you strap a razor, you want to make sure that the razor is always flat on the strap. This here is a paddle strap. I suggest you get one until you understand the mechanics of how stropping actually works. What you do is you put the spine and the edge down at the same time and keep them down all the time. And you lead spine first. And you flip it over, back and forth like this. See? Now, the benefit of having a paddle strap is that this thing is perfectly flat. And that's exactly what you want. Because when you strap, the last thing that you want to do, always keep your razor close. what you don't want to do is have your strop doing this shit. Your razor is not curved. If you do that, it'll wear on the edge. So you keep this thing as tight as possible, and then you strop. Now I have a video. I'll try to remember to put a link to it in the description here. I have a video that shows how to strop, but that's the basic. So once you got all that, and you got a razor that has a great edge and is a quality razor, and I always talk about quality because you know what? I'll tell you something. You know, you buy quality stuff, you're going to look forward to shaving. And once you look forward to shaving, and you start watching more videos, and you start looking for other stuff to buy, then bam, you have an addiction. Just like the rest of us. All right, so there's a huge variety of soaps. Hold on. So there's a huge variety of soaps and aftershaves, and they range from, you know, pretty cheap to 40, 50, even more bucks per puck. This one right here, I got this one from the Italian barber. It's a Michi. The scent is lemon pepper and lemon pepper vanilla. It's a nice soap. It's a softer soap. $3. It's still there at their site. $3 for that. And I also bought the accompanying aftershave. Scent is a little bit different, but this only costs $13. Most places will charge like $28 for aftershave. It's ridiculous, really. So the difference between the soaps is that the one I'm going to be using today is a glycerin-based soap, and it's very hard. You put a little water on the top, just like you see, and that's all I do with all my soaps. Soft, hard, whatever. Put some water on top, pour it out. Because if you have a soft soap and put your finger in there, if it dents, it's a soft soap. If you have a soft soap and you just douche it down with water, and when you go to lather, you take up a lot of soap and you end up throwing a lot of it away, and your soap will go very, very quickly. So I just use a little bit of water on the top. This is a glycerin-based soap. It's this is dragon's blood is what this is, and I melted it and put it in this container, and glycerin's the only thing you can do that with. I put the label on there. Dragon's blood, mama's bear. It's got a lot of really rich, deep notes, a little powdery at the end. It's pretty nice. I don't use it often enough. Now, when you can have a bowl or you can have a scuttle. A scuttle, right here, it's got a little pocket in it. It's got hot water in it. See that? And it's really nice in the wintertime, especially because it keeps your lather warm. So what you do is you soak your brush only about up to here. You don't want the water to go up here to the adhesive. So you got you a wet brush. I'm just kind of shaking out all the cold water out and add some hot. And I just put a little bit of water just in the brush. I just kind of go around. Don't be afraid, man. You can abuse this, man. And the thing you got in your hand is not going to get hurt. That's what she said. So you're going like a damn it, and you want to look at your brush and see if it's loaded. And what I mean by loaded is, does it look like that? That's loaded right there. I'm going to show you a little hint. You rinse your bowl upside down like this, and you won't wash away any of your soap. Then you just kind of put it upside down right there. Now the lathering part is something that you've got to master, because if the lather is too thin, it's not going to give you enough protection. If it's too thick, it's going to be a drag to use. It's going to be like gluey. So I don't have any water in this one right here at all. So I'm just going to add a few drops, probably 25 drops. And I'm just going to work it real slow. And so all that water is incorporated into the soap. And just go like crazy. Now one thing I like to do too is I'll just put that thing aside. I got it about half whipped up. I'm going to put it aside for a second while I put on some Noxzema, which is a good pre-shave, which adds extra slickness to your face, and you should do that too. It's better than the oils because the oils stay on your fingers, and this Noxzema just rinses off real easy. But what I'm doing with my soap is I'm giving it just a second to absorb the water. So, and what you're looking for, see right now you can see that there's large bubbles. You don't want that. You do not want that at all. So what that tells me is either I had too much water or I had not enough soap. So I'm just going to dip back into my soap. I never have to do that unless I'm showing this, demonstrating this. But now there's people out there that do what's called a bowl lather. They'll just get the lather in the bowl and they will lather it fully, and then they will just put it on their face. And there's people that just go right straight from the soap puck and do a face lather. I don't do that because my skin is too sensitive for that. So I do a combination of both. So actually, one little thing I do is I get a towel and I tuck it into my waistband, so I always have a towel right there. Plus I don't bump the wet sink, you know what I mean? So the razor I'm going to be shaving with today is the Cape. This razor is so excellent. I was so busy messing around with my other razor, my new razor, that I almost forgot about this. Freshly honed, freshly stropped. This razor, I just got this, I just worked it on the J-Net last night. So, okay, just like that. Now, keep your skin tight. I'll give anyone who can tell me, the guy who was shaving his face and he's pulling his skin tight, and when he got to his chin, he pulled his forehead. I will give you a free honing. Oh yeah, I hear that feedback. First pass tells no lies. I'm going like this with the razor under my nose. Now, I want to tell you, I'm going to tell you something that I don't like the paste so much because to me they're unpredictable. But for people who don't have stones like me or other people, they're probably not a bad option. I just don't, I just found them unpredictable. When you get when I hone all the way up to, what, 40, 50,000 grit, and I get a paste that's 160,000 grit, that razor is so sharp. I have a video where I said this. when is your razor too sharp? It just, you know, you put it on your skin, it just melts into your face, you know. So, and that's one thing too, is when you use a straight razor, you know, don't push it on your face. Hold your skin tight like this and just go down. And one thing here, see this jawline? Watch how I get that. Pull it up. When you let it down, it's past the jawline. I want to check something out. On this side of my face, I only did one stroke. This is the testimony. See that? See how clean that is compared to this? I mean, just one stroke. First pass tells no lies. Remember, keep your fingers dry. Now, do I suggest that you try to shave your whole face in one at your first pop? No, don't do that. You don't want to be discouraged. You want to take your time with this, and you know, after a time, you'll understand that the most satisfying shave you can get is a straight razor shave that you give yourself, because it takes skill, it takes maintenance on your equipment. You know, you can buy any soap you want, any brush you want. They're not that expensive. And so just take your time. You know, just shave like right here first. You know, decide if you want to use if you're right-handed, if you want to use your right hand to shave both sides of your faces, which I don't suggest because you're reaching across, and or if you want to use left, left, right, right. I mean, that's a traditional way to do it, and it's really not that hard to learn how to do. All right, I'm going to do this last pass with you, and if you want to do it against the grain, you'll just have to watch, because that's a whole new cat right there. Real light. Pull. You will not cut yourself and if your skin is tight. So see what I do? I move my face. Pull. Super light strokes. I jabbed myself while I was talking right there. The chin is a whole new cat too. All right, man, I'll see you at the end of the shave. Now, you're going to have a hollow right here. Do not stick the tip in there. Straddle it. So, I'll do a suicide blonde real quick. when you cut yourself, I don't mean if, when you cut yourself, you go to shave the next time, I'd give that wound about 4 or 5 days, depending on how you are, to heal up before you shave over it. So, Mama's bear, yeah. So, let's say you got a cut underneath there, and you see it. You just kind of expose it like that so you don't shave over it. Because that's where you really have some problems. Alright, man, so be right back. Okay, so what I did is I just got a cold water rinse. I'm going to put the alum bar on here. You can actually buy this at Walmart. It's a deodorant. Just look where it says alum, pure alum. Tear the pink label off there. Glue on some He-Man style leather. And should be good to go. So I got a little wound right here, right? Always pat your face. Get a Stropping pencil and wet it up. Just, it stings, you know it's working. So that's all I'm going to do there. Put that thing away. Now, to care for your brush, here's your brush. You just kind of squeeze it. Don't pull, just squeeze it. And see all that soap come out like that. Rinse the soap off. And just basically rinse out your brush. You know, I'll show you in a minute. Let me get this one rinsed out real quick. Because your brush is a good investment, man. Some of these brushes, the natural boar hairs or natural bristles will drop hairs. This one don't. I shake it out. Be careful. You don't want that slipping out of your hand. What you do though is run it under water and just kind of squeeze it and run the water this way and shake it out. Always put it in a holder where it's hanging like this, because you don't want any water going up there in that glue. So, this is already a 27-minute video. I didn't want it to be that long. So, I'm just going to finish up real quick. Now, I always use Thayer's Witch Hazel. Any scents? Just a little bit. And you can feel how smooth your face is when you put on these things. And then I'm going to use today, I'm going to use the Suave from Floyd. This has got a different scent. Kind of shocked me when I first started using it. So I use a little bit of that. Don't put it on your cut. It'll just make you bleed again. Rub it on my arms. Have a nice scent. I like it. I have a lot of Spanish. That's a Spanish. The Floyd is a Spanish. I have a couple more here that I'm very fond of. A little dusty. This is the Floyd Black. These are the Mirasols. This one right here is just through the roof. Perfect. So that's it, man. Let's see, did I forget anything? I don't think so. It's a long video. I don't know if I'm going to edit this one, but let me know what you think about this 540 Orion, and I appreciate the question. And remember, even if you're rushing out of the house to go do some banking, it's still a good day for a shave and a slick back. If you've come to the conclusion that you don't want to invest the money for straight razor shaving, and you don't want to have to find a guy to hone it, you don't want to mail your razor to him, you don't want to do all that stuff, then you're going to be missing out. But there is an alternative that's very good. Go find you a vintage adjustable razor. This here is a 58 Fat Boy. I think it's 58. 58 Fat Boy. And it's fully adjustable, which means you can set the aggressiveness of the razor. Excellent. This is the most excellent razor right there. That razor right there changed everything I knew about shaving. I also have a adjustable slim, both vintage. These are both vintage razors. Very nice, very, very nice. Clean it up, put some oil down at the bottom, and you have a good razor.